I'm Vanessa Keaton, and 15 years ago, I was breaking the law, hurting my family, and stuck in an addiction I thought I couldn't escape. Now, with over a decade of sobriety, my mission is to help anyone I meet find recovery and live recovery. For the next half hour, we are answering tough questions, having hard conversations.
We can overcome this terrible, terrible disease called addiction that's just robbed and ravaged our communities.
And showing you the inspirational stories of what a world away from substance abuse looks like.
I really feel like the sky is the limit.
Let's get started. Welcome to Inside ARC, presented by Addiction Recovery Care. Hi everyone, and welcome to Inside ARC, presented by Addiction Recovery Care. I'm Vanessa Keaton. This show is designed to save lives by providing important information about addiction and offering resources to anyone who's out there struggling. During the entire show, we have people waiting by the phone who can answer your questions and help you find a treatment solution for you or a loved one. Simply call the number at the bottom of the screen to have your questions answered. With that being said, let's get started. Could you imagine what it would feel like to not only be addicted to drugs, but also your child? We sat down with one mother and son who experienced just that. This story is painful to hear, but as you will see, the two never gave up on themselves or each other.
We was fighting usually. She was fighting because she was mad at me for what I was doing, and I was mad at her for what she was doing, or we was fighting with one another over drugs. She'd give me drugs, or I'd go take her drugs, or she'd take mine, or just madness, man. Looking back at it, I know how crazy it is now, but at least we still had each other, you know what I mean? And I was actually probably addicted before she was.
But I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was my fault. You know, I think right now might have been when I found out that he was already doing it before that.
This is probably the first time me and Mom's ever talked about this in front of each other. And my childhood was great. It was just normal, you know what I mean? She was a nurse, I went to school, just a family.
My brother was killed dramatically in 2001, and that's when things started spiraling downhill. That was the beginning of the end of my nursing license. I basically had given up. From 2001 to 2004, I took care of my mother, who was sick. And after she passed away, it was like, I just felt like I didn't have anything. I didn't have a life. Basically, it was you get up, you hunt for something to keep you from being sick, and that's what you do the whole entire time until you can't stand it no more and you finally can fall asleep.
I know Mom had a problem for sure. Like, if you can't leave the couch for months, to me that was just craziness. And I didn't even see myself, you know what I mean, at that time. I'd just go and steal and burn every bridge, and I didn't care. I didn't consider mine even a problem, probably for the first 15 years, probably. I really believe that I was incarcerated for as long as it was to stay alive.
When they let me out on house arrest, and I couldn't even do that, I was like, that's it, I'm gonna die like this. Laco, the youngest child, he played sports, and to sit there in that jail cell and have to watch it on a TV, it just broke my heart. I called him, and he's like, Mom, I'm done with you. It's either you go get help, or, you know, I'm just not gonna have anything to do with you. And him and his dad came and got me, and and brought me to treatment. Here, you get to see, you get to watch people get their hope back, and you get to help them.
When she started showing up to see me and seeing the changes and hearing the people that helped her, you could just, she was healthy and happy and she had a life. Seeing that she done it gave me hope that it can be done. You saved my life by getting sober.
Best thing you can do is change your life, because by changing your life, you might just change theirs. This one here totally changed his life, and is enrolled in college, has his own house, and like that alone is worth my recovery journey. And I'm here to see it.
We went years without talking, and now we're both sober, living beside each other, got our lives back. It's something.
That's my favorite thing about my recovery, is that he found it as well. I mean, it's like unreal that this is the lives we live today.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, son.
And I'm so excited for Loretta and Travis to be joining us in the studio today. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks, Vanessa.
You are welcome. So, what did it feel like watching your testimony just now?
I mean, I'm just happy. We walked through that and lived it, and it's over.
Yeah.
And I just hope it can touch somebody else.
Absolutely.
And help them.
Yeah. What about you, Travis? What does it feel like to watch your story and to think about where you and your mom have came from?
I don't know, it's kind of emotional for me, but it makes me happy at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's emotional for me too, so I completely understand that feeling. Yeah. I've known of you guys for most of my life. I knew your older son, and so I remember you in addiction, and I remember you in addiction, Travis, and to see where your lives are today, it's just like the most hopeful experience to be around you guys and watch you guys live in recovery every day. So I know, Travis, that you mentioned, and you had some mugshots on there, so how long were you actually in and out of jail and prison?
I've got over 15 years incarcerated, in and out.
Yeah, and you mentioned in your testimony that you felt like being in jail actually helped to keep you alive.
Yeah, I feel like it's the only reason I am alive, to be honest about it.
Yeah, I understand, because addiction, it's killing people every day. That's part of the reason that we do this show, and at least you were taken away from that for an extended period of time. Yeah. So Loretta, what was it like while he was in jail or prison? I know that you were not in addiction during that entire time. What was it like for a mom whose son was gone away?
Well, it was hard, and it was really hard to go visit him in a prison. It scared me to death, but I've got better at going to see him after I got in recovery. I felt a little bit more comfortable with going there, and actually got to enjoy going there to see him. And he says that that's what gave him hope, was seeing me doing better. So I'm very glad that I got to go there and see him.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Travis, what did you know about recovery when you started working for Addiction Recovery Care? Because I know that, you didn't actually go through the program, but you were, you came and you were hired, and you've been excelling in your career ever since. So tell me, did you know a lot about actual recovery when you came?
Yeah, actually I did. Every place I've ever been to has had me in some kind of drug treatment.
Okay.
Whether it be SAP or they're all based pretty well the same thing you're thinking and everything, but so yeah, I know a pretty good lot about it, just never was able to do anything with it.
Yeah, but knowing about it, you still had those tools, whether you were applying them or not. So I'm sure that that still helped you on your recovery journey after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Loretta, I'll never forget the day that you entered Karen's place. I remember sitting there. Yeah, I remember sitting there at the desk, and here you came, walking through the door, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know. Hadn't been in recovery myself very long, you know, hadn't been sober for a very long period of time, and what did it feel like, you know, walking through the doors there? Were you hopeful that you could have a new life at that point, or were you just there?
No, I was hopeful. Actually, the day that I came to treatment, there was a guard at the jail, and as I was walking out, she said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I'm like, "I absolutely want to do this. I'm going to do this." And, you know, from that moment, I never looked back, and I just tried my best to apply everything that I was learning.
Yeah.
And, like, you're the reason that I was excited about it, because everybody in Martin County talked about what's going on with Vanessa. So I knew it was possible.
Yeah.
You gave me hope.
Right. I gave you hope. You gave him hope. I mean, that's recovery, right? Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it does for everyone. Yes. And that's why it's so beautiful. And now, Travis, I mean, you're giving people hope every day. You know, people are out there and they're seeing your life and they're like, oh my gosh, you know, that's Travis Blair and look what he's doing today. You know, you're successful and you've overcame and, you know, here you are living a life of recovery.
It's definitely different. They used to say, oh my God, here's Travis Blair, lock your stuff up.
I can relate. I get it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's so awesome. And Loretta, you coming back and getting your nursing license back. Now that was a journey.
Yes, it was. They had not given me any hope to start with, but you helped me navigate the waters, and I eventually completed all of their conditions and got it back, and even completed the 5 years probation, so that was good.
Yeah. I remember you text me that day. You were like, I'm finally off of probation with my nursing license. I was like, oh my gosh, it felt like it had been forever, but you know, but you did it. Yeah. You did it, and so that's showing other people that, I mean, don't ever lose hope on your dreams. You know, you knew you were meant to be a nurse. And you knew you were going to do what it took to get back to that, because that's what God had called you here to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, when I was a nurse before, it didn't feel like, a lot of it was end-of-life things, and I didn't feel like that I was giving people much hope. But after coming to treatment and seeing what this was about, you know, I was like, yes, I can help people live here.
Yes, yes. And you get to be hope in their lives every day while you're being a nurse. Yeah, that's awesome. So Travis, tell us a little bit about things at Second Chance Lawn Care. What does that look like? What does your job look like there?
It looks like hot weather is what it looks like right now, but it, I guess we started out with just 3 people, and it just growed. We take care of lawns and landscaping and you name it, anything to do with outside. Myself, I take care of the crew and the quotes and the work and about anything to do with it. So it went from 3 to 9 people now. It's grown that much in the last, I guess, 5 years. So
that's awesome. Out there doing good work. Well, I'm so proud of both of you, and thank you so much for being with us here on today's show.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And we'll be right back.
We looked for months to figure out where we wanted to be. It's so nice to be right here at home. We've worked with Dr. Jude and Amanda, and they'll talk to us and they'll check on the boys after visits. It's like they can connect with kids and they can get on kids' levels, and it's just something that you don't get with kids all the time, and I feel like they really do listen and care. And we plan on staying here with them. Hopefully they can follow them through. This is a Jim and Louisa.
Torchlight Studio is your home for Appalachian music, from bluegrass to folk, gospel, and even rock and roll. Our team has spent most of their lives bringing these sounds to not just local airwaves, but airwaves across the country. Our team includes Grammy winners with decades of experience.
But we have top flight equipment, we have good knowledge. I mean, we know what to do here, so we can do anything that's needed.
Head on over to torchlightstudio.org to schedule a studio session or learn more.
Second Chance Auto is a full-service garage that prides itself in offering the highest quality of automotive repair and customer service. We provide tires and wheels, oil changes, tune-ups, and more while utilizing state-of-the-art equipment. At Second Chance Auto, we're changing lives while changing tires.
What do we believe about people in addiction? We believe that nobody is too far gone. We believe recovery doesn't just mean finding life away from addiction. Recovery also means helping them get back up. At Addiction Recovery Care, those with substance use disorders have access to the medical treatment they need to get better. Because we believe coming to treatment is only temporary, and home is where you belong.
The historic Garden Theater is a lively gathering place for music, theater, and much more. Home to the Mountain Movers Theater Company, the theater has a rich history dating back to 1921. Repaired and refurbished in 2019, the Garden Theater is a beautiful reminder of Louisa's rich history and a space showcasing the area's bright future.
Hey, so what's up? I'm Matt Robinson, and I've been I was active addiction for over 20 years, and this is 3 things I want to say to you if you're in active addiction is 1, you really can't do this alone. 2, there really is a better way to live, and it's available. And 3, man, if you could have figured this out and beat it, you already would have.
Welcome back. Many parents think that their addiction has taken them too far away from their children and there is no chance of regaining that relationship. But this story proves that that may not always be the case. Take a look.
I was the crackhead mom, everybody called me. They were ashamed, embarrassed by me. And me and my daughter actually physically fought a couple of times, and my son just would kind of just shut me out. After I had my second child, I went through postpartum depression, and shortly after that is when the pain pill addiction started. Was in and out of jail for the next 8 to 10 years. I would try to quit on my own, and I would make it maybe a day, and just couldn't do it. I saw no way out, no hope, until I came here. I feel like there's miracles on this hill every day. Me and my son go once a week on a date. We go out to eat. Me and my daughter spend as much time together as possible. It's better than I ever imagined it could be. Even before addiction, life was not this good. It's just, I feel so free, and there's just so much love in my family. There's things that happen that you think there's no way you can come back from it, but there is. Don't give up. Your kids don't hate you. They may be upset, but they just want their mom back. You know, you have to prove to them that you're serious about it, but once you do that, kids are resilient. And once you prove to them that you are back, then there's nothing better. You just have to live it. You have to prove yourself over and over. As long as you're breathing, there's hope, always.
Come join us at Masterpiece Cafe. We are conveniently located in downtown Louisa and are your one-stop shop for specialty coffee drinks and made-from-scratch baked goods. Comfortable seating inside that is surrounded by local art from the tri-state region or outside on our back deck. Or grab your order to go.
Three Sisters Events, Rentals, and Designs is your one-stop shop for your event needs. When you book with us, we can get you the space, the supplies, and all the help you need coordinating your event. Send us your inspiration photos and let us create designs specific to you. Next up, set up a free consultation with us and our team will develop a plan and estimate to meet your budget. If you have an upcoming event, head on over to our website at threesistersevents.com to learn more. At Masterpiece Kitchen, we offer catering services and baked goods. Our renowned team is well known locally for their quality service and amazing abilities. At Masterpiece Kitchen, we're passionate about providing top-of-the-line catering services to fit your needs. Masterpiece Kitchen is also working towards being accredited to offer a degree in culinary arts. Check out Masterpiece Kitchen in Louisa and give us a call at 606-225-8675.
Welcome back. Mental health and addiction oftentimes go hand in hand. At ARC, we are tackling the need for a clinical approach to these levels of care. Our Emily Bennett spoke to a member of our clinical team about the trends that she is seeing.
Today on A Road to Recovery, presented by Addiction Recovery Care, I'm here with Sarah Daniels, Senior Director of Clinical Operations. Thanks for joining me today. Kind of tell me about what you do at Addiction Recovery Care. I am currently overseeing all of the clinical department. With Addiction Recovery Care, I manage all of the clinicians and making sure that services are being rendered for Addiction Recovery Care. And now I know you deal a lot with mental health. Can you kind of talk to me a little bit about just how mental health and addiction kind of go hand in hand? It's one of those things like when you start working with substance abuse, you always want to identify like what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? So a lot of times you are going to see a lot of those co-occurring disorders that we've seen really ramp up in the last 6 months here at Addiction Recovery Care, that we're servicing a lot of mental health needs outside of just regular substance use. And so I think that's something that we really pride ourselves on, is making sure that we're meeting that client where they're at, and whether that's with mental health or that's just with substance use. And kind of talk to me about the importance of addressing those needs, because sometimes that has to be addressed before we even start tackling the addiction as well.
Absolutely, because if you only focus on the substance use, well, we can fix that problem, but let's like peel back those layers and really hone in on like, why did they start using? And a lot of times that's unresolved grief, that's unresolved trauma, and really focusing on making sure the treatment is person-centered around those types of things.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the treatment, how you really address their needs?
When a client enters Addiction Recovery Care, we complete what we call a comprehensive assessment, and on that kind of gives us like the overview picture of what we're really working with. And then they will meet with a medical provider, a psych provider, and then they will have individual services tailored to specifically treat that client and really hone in on the unresolved things that may have led to the substance use in general.
And how do you see these clients, once they really start addressing their mental health issues, how do you start seeing them? I mean, I'm sure you start seeing them thrive and grow.
Absolutely. It's like when you start seeing their growth and them kind of opening their wings and spreading, it's one of those things. It's like, oh, they've got to hit the light bulb. And then you start seeing them really grow within that community, because it's like that weight is lifted off of them.
That's amazing. That's so much amazing work going on here at Addiction Recovery Care, for sure. Thanks for joining us, and we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Emily. You can read more about our clinical approach by visiting us at www.arccenters.com. Now it's time for us to take you inside of one of our centers where lives are being restored. This week we are so excited to take you inside of Carpenter's Village, located in Owsley County, Kentucky.
From the moment you drive up to the gates in the beautiful Appalachian backcountry of Owsley County, Kentucky, you can see why this men's facility is called Carpenter's Village. The facility is an outdoorsman's dream. With 40 acres to explore, clients get to experience a pond for fishing, hiking trails, an indoor swimming pool, and plenty of other outdoor activities to enjoy. And true to its name, the facility even has a carpentry shop where clients beginning their career building journey get to learn and grow from experts in the field. And while the activities are great, recovery is being found here each and every day. Clients take in group sessions from peers who oftentimes were also in addiction. And ARC's clinical approach means even though you are in the middle of Mother Nature, a medical team is always accessible and ready to help right here on campus. This is Carpenter's Village, an oasis, a getaway, a refuge where you can recover and begin building back your life.
You can learn more about Carpenter's Village by visiting www.arccenters.com. Now it's time where we answer some of your questions about addiction and recovery. This week's question is, if I need addiction treatment but I can't leave home, what do I do? We definitely understand that for many, leaving home to enter one of our residential treatment centers just isn't an option. This could be because the person may be the sole provider for their family, or they cannot leave their job. That's why our intensive outpatient program allows you to design your addiction treatment needs around your schedule. You can expect the same clinical approach and the same accountability. We have watched many find their success through this program and are proud of our teams that do a great job operating them. With multiple outpatient locations around the state, we are working to make this level of care accessible to everyone. You can see a full list of locations by visiting www.arccenters.com. Well, that's all for this edition of Inside ARC. If you need help, please do not hesitate to reach out. We are here to help you. For now, we'll see you next time.
The truth is, there are a lot of treatment options, but we are different. At Addiction Recovery Care, we do more than just addiction treatment. We are focused on total life transformation. What makes us different is our long-term program and our education and job skills training. That means leaving our facility healthy, with life skills, and back on your feet so that you can live out your full potential. Here's how we do it. From the moment someone enters treatment, we work on stabilizing your healthcare, recovery, and spiritual needs. Not everyone discovers recovery the same way. That's why our team focuses on finding the treatment pathway that is best suited for you. We believe everyone has a God-given destiny, and we're here to help you find it. Next, we focus on building recovery and life skills. We do this by helping you build back healthy habits. This could be as simple as focusing on your nutrition to understanding how to budget. What makes us different is our crisis to career approach. You have the opportunity to go through skills training. This includes welding, automotive services, culinary skills, and even the hospitality industry. The opportunities are endless. Your treatment means you can choose what you get out of our program. You have the option to stay up to a year in our residential program, or even longer in our outpatient program. Our unique approach has gained national attention and has changed the stigma of addiction and recovery. See our program in action by visiting our website at www.arccenters.com. What do we believe about people in addiction? We believe that nobody is too far gone. We believe recovery doesn't just mean finding life away from addiction. Recovery also means helping them get back up. At Addiction Recovery Care, those with substance use disorders have access to the medical treatment they need to get better. Because we believe coming to treatment is only temporary, and home is where you belong.